What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of 10K on the Bay, my journey to 10,000 live listings. Today, we're going to bust out 10 reviews of stores. I took the time to actually pre-record these and really think about my answers so that they're more concise, so you guys that are watching can get more out of it in a shorter amount of time. And I just want to go over what exactly I'm looking for when I look at people's stores. So on the right side, I have the questions that I'm looking at. If you guys have any questions on those specific things, please put it in the comment section below, or you can email me. What are you most interested in learning about? Consistent photos, how to source, how to store items, how to write descriptions and titles, how to hire staff, customer service stuff, defects, returns, negative feedback. Are you trying to create organic or paid traffic to your listings? How do you set up your company, accounting, health insurance, how to create a plan to scale your business? And if you guys are interested in buying a review for yourself, that is in the description below. Let's get into it. First store, Blue Tomato Deals. This is Ed. Ed is in my mastermind group. He basically wants to get to 1,000 a week profit first. So the first thing I'd like him to do is respond to this negative feedback. You can probably get this removed because it's not a negative. So I would call and ask eBay if they can remove this feedback because it's not really neutral, especially since it's positive. They should be able to remove that. Here on the items, Ed has 681 items. I recommend that since he's trying to get to that 1K a week number, I'd like him to get the 1,500 items that are $20 profit and sell 225 per month. That's going to be $4,500 pre-tax, which is a little bit over 1K a week. And we're going to get there. So we're going to slowly scale from 681 to 1,500 week after week. We'll get closer to that, and we're going to focus on improving sell-through to get it to 15% sell-through. I think Ed is around 8% sell-through right now. So, Ed, if you are, let me know how close you are to that sell-through rate so we can try to increase that and make it go. So, in the store, I want to definitely say you should go for square photos because it definitely takes up more space and the customer can see more of the item. Looks like you're not running any kind of markdown, so I would do both a markdown on the price and also a combined discount here. Buy two, get $5 off or something like that. I would also charge a little bit more for shipping. $7.98. You could charge $9.99 all these pairs of shoes or more. I charge $14.99, so I have room for best offer. You can adjust that as it goes. I prefer to have a lower sale price and a higher shipping price on shoes specifically because I think people understand that it costs at least $10 to ship a pair of shoes for the most part. But people think it costs $5 to ship a clothing item, so that may help you. In your listing, I recommend that you add one personal statement that talks about you. It's only about the item, but there's nothing about you specifically. I'd put something about you, just one sentence. And then, that's your store. Again, if you have any questions, you can just text me or send me an email. Thanks, Ed. Let's go to the next one. This is Blazers Direct, 531 items, 74 in the sold section. Looks like around 5% sell-through. One thing what I would do for sure is add a banner and a profile picture right here to give you a little more of a personal feel. Right now it looks like you just opened your store, which might be the case. I would definitely go for square photos, but in my opinion, these photos are pretty good. They're bright. The only thing I would do differently is maybe add it to be a square because that just takes up more real estate on mobile for people to see it better. I would focus also on getting top rated. That's going to give you a discount. It's also going to give you that little banner, which people like to see. It took me a while to get there as well, so don't worry about that. As far as your negative feedback, I don't know if it's expired at the time, but I would love for you to be able to respond back and say, I apologize for the situation, full refund offered, or something just to respond, just to be a little bit more professional. Here is another store that doesn't have any markdowns or combined shipping, and those are the two tools that eBay uses to get sell-through to go higher. So it would mark this down like at least 5%, and then buy two, get one free, or buy over $50, get 10% off, something like that. That should really help you out there. And then you also do not have a personal statement in here talking about something about you. Why should somebody buy from you over the next person? Let me know what the difference is between Blazers Direct and AK Digital Discount. It's a little bit confusing to me because I think you're trying to be maybe Blazers and electronics. I like that kind of concept. Blazers and electronics is cool. I always preach you want to sell in 3 categories, and that's going to help you get the most out of your store. That's going to allow you to get really good at 3 categories and make at least $100 in each for $300 a day, which is around a 6-figure income. Okay, and if you have any questions on these topics on the right, please email me and I'll get those answered. Next one is Fish Voskalo. What's going on? 528 items. I'd recommend you try to get to 1,000, which is the max in the premium store. That's going to help you maximize your listing fees since you get 1,000 for free. I definitely would go for square photos. You can see how much real estate you're leaving on the table with these two white bars on the side. You're also not running any markdown or combined. So what I would do is definitely run at least a 5% off sale plus do the buy two get one, etc. A lot of people, that's a really good tip to maximize the tools and exposure. eBay is more likely to show an item that is on sale. Also, buyers prefer 40% or higher on sales to really get them to move quickly. But again, those two things are going to work. Me personally, I'm not a fan of the crooked pictures. But if you're going to do the crooked pictures, that's fine if they're all the same crookedness. So this is making, the way this is set up is kind of confusing. It's making it's making it hard for me to focus, especially since some are straight, some are left, some are right. I kind of understand what you're trying to do to grab my attention, but I think it would be better to be professional and go for the full square real estate if you can. I think also the fact that you're changing the setup, I can see lots of different backgrounds, lots of different tilting is going to slow you down. If you have all your pictures like this RLX picture, it's going to go fast, in my opinion. If it's just designed for speed versus designed to catch people's eyes. I would remove this blurb right here that talks about worldwide bidders. I don't like to put anything negative in my listings. I would just say no when people ask you to mark it as a gift. It's not that common. I wouldn't put something negative in here to steer away international customers because there are more international customers than there are domestic. So make sure if you're going to sell worldwide, you can do that. You can also use global shipping program if you're not interested in dealing with that at all, and that may be something that you do so that you can have a more positive experience, although shipping direct is cheaper for the customer. In your category, I'm not sure your income goals, but a lot of it is women's tops and women's gear, clothing in general. I definitely recommend people who sell clothing try to get to the 2,500, 2,000 listing area with more expensive premium items if they want to build a substantial income. So you're getting there. I would focus basically on 100 items at $20 profit per week. That's going to produce 2,000 a week, which is the magical 100K a year that people are looking for. So your prices are very good. Your sell-through rate is at 9%. So I recommend trying to get it to 15 or 20%. So you might be priced slightly too high, but otherwise, great store as far as the titles. Your description is fine. You have the measurements. I really like this statement that says measurements taken with the item laying flat, and you describe exactly how you do the measurement. So fantastic way to do it. Great feedback, and I like your store name, Greener for the U.S. I wonder if there's a banner. Excuse me. That's excellent. So I like that, like the green focus. I think customers care about that. I'll also put your most expensive items here and your best pictures up front to give people the most bang per buck on that. So that's just, let me just pull up my store real quick. I just wanted to show like here, I always put like my best pictures and things up front to give people an idea that I'm trying to run a professional store, and I will switch to sort of a more consistent either pure white or wood background for 100% of my listings. I'm getting there. I'd say most of them are that way, but I'm trying to design it so it looks a certain way. Pre-owned, I would prefer the wood. New, I'd prefer white. It just depends on your personal preference. But again, because it's the same, it's really fast for me to list a ton of items. Getting over 2,000 is really going to help you make a consistent income without worrying too much. All right, Bay Bid. Let's check it out. You have 637 of your items are ties. So I recommend if you're trying to increase your ASP to a reasonable amount, I would just start peppering in other stuff. That was probably a wholesale lot, but you can see here there's fantastic ASP with a lot of your items. So I like this. Pepper in some wholesale in your picking, and you should be able to get a really decent store going. With your photos, I recommend trying to get square if you can so you don't have these white bars. Also, a consistent background. Looks like some of them are in different areas. So just be careful. The more consistent your background is, the more speed you can have, which is the key to getting more stuff listed and spending more time sourcing. Let's see here. I think you sell in way too many categories. I'd like you to just focus on 3. This is a little insane, but it's okay. It must mean you're a picker or you're getting stuff from garage sales. But I just really want you to focus on 3 so that you can really build up some knowledge in that specific area. Don't exceed 8 categories, in my opinion. I also think you should add measurements to your photo, to your listings. It looks like a lot of them you just put the size. People are going to ask that question, so you might as well do it on the front end. You can just take pictures of the measurements if you want as well. I see you have the 10% off here, but I would also add a combined discount, buy 2 or more and get another deal. So hopefully that is useful. Again, anybody who buys a review from me, you're welcome to email me at 10konthebay@gmail.com and ask follow-up questions on these specific categories. I think eBay is pretty straightforward, but you may just be working on one thing at a time per week. All right, the Bakey store, what's going on? 243 items for sale. That's a maximum basic store. This is the perfect size for someone who's just doing eBay as a hobby. But of course, I would recommend you try to get a more expensive items in your store right off the bat. I don't see really anything over 50 or 100. Here's one. Here's a toy. But you want to get your ASP up as high as possible if you're running a small store. Or you might be using it to get rid of goods in your house and just get some capital back. But let's see here. You don't have Markdown Manager, which means that any markdown, so there's no sales running. If you do a sale plus a combined discount, you're going to get higher traction. So it's going to be something that helps you just get more traffic to your store. By running both the sale and a combined discount, you can also increase your average sale price. I like your photos. Very clean, very bright. If you can, try to take a picture of the entire item in at least one of them, just to give people, I know it's difficult with space with this item, but you can see here, if you had gone square with the photo, you would have been able to get the entire thing without looking a little bit cut off on the sides. So square photos is going to help a lot here. I think you're missing a profile picture and banner. Let's go back and take a look. Yes, so you can add a profile picture here. If you go to your store, you also do not have a banner. That's a way for you to get a little bit more exposure and professionalism to your store. And also, if you want to put your most premium items here, like this spider, it looks amazing. Very, very strong pictures right here. This is very, very cool. So great photo here. I like the eBay for charity. That's a good idea. And then I like that you have a personal statement. So doing everything right here. The main focus, again, try to do 100 items a week at $20 profit. Or if you want to go a little smaller, you can go 50 items at $20 profit. But focusing on $20 profit makes your store manageable. You don't never have a listing problem. You never have a death pile. But it does move a little bit slower, so you have to be patient. If you want some ideas in social media, I can help you. But getting your followers up, let's see. How many people? I'm not sure how many people are following my store, but it does help because people who follow you will eventually buy from you. Okay. This one is Bonds Trading Company. What's going on? So she had sent me some specific questions. So there are 53 items for sale. You have 500 items from your family. So what I would recommend is doing 50 per week. That's about 10 per day in a couple of days where you don't do anything. That's going to be a really good goal for you to get to that level. I think for the photos, the most important part is that it's consistent. You're taking them in different areas, which is fine when you're getting started. But eventually, if you take photos in the same area, in the same place, the same way, you're going to get some more speed. I do want you to get to 250 listings as soon as possible. So keep me up to date as you get closer to that. And that should be the goal because you get 250 free with the basic store. So let's try to max that out. Also, you had said that there's 900 transactions. Let's take a look here. Feedback left for others. 443. So you had said that you've done about 900 transactions. Let's take a look here. I'm just curious. So I have 835 feedback, but I've sold 2,300 things. So about 1/3 of people at the high end will leave you a feedback. So you're about right. Again, not everyone's going to leave a feedback. If you want to ask people, you can, but then you're asking potentially for a neutral or a negative. So I usually leave it alone and try to get to 1/4 or 1/3 of people leaving me a feedback. Let's see. Focusing on consistency is good. And again, the 50 per week number is really magical. So try to get to that number, 10 a day. Consistency is king. Listing every day also boosts your ranking. Make sure here on clothing, these probably fit in a flat rate padded envelope. Maybe And if they do, try to charge under $9.99 for shipping, and if they don't, charge like $12.99 for a medium flat rate box. That should save you some time. But again, having so many different shipping policies slows you down, so you may want to simplify it to just a couple. I don't know if this is calculated, but yes, try to have some consistent business policies to increase your speed again. Some of your photos look a little bit dark; they don't pop as much. But the thing I noticed the most is that the pictures are taken all over the place. So try to just make sure at least they're taken in the same area. And then again, all the questions on the right side. If you have any specific more questions, email me. Live Love 2016. Your pictures are very accurate, but they don't pop. Like, let's go to this store right here, 52. You can see a little bit brighter photos, not much. Let's see if Coconut is more bright. So I think that bright photos make a tremendous difference, but yours are accurate. So I would guess you have a very low return rate, but I would just, if you have a lighting kit, or let me know what your lighting kit looks like. Let's try to make it a little bit more bright. I personally, on these shoot pictures, don't care about the box at all. If you put new, especially if they're pre-owned, that's confusing to me why you would put the box in there. I just want to see the shoe is the star. Try to get a square photo that's a more close-up of the item, so more of the shoe is in there. Like this photo would be better with that. I mean, probably I'd cut like a quarter of the white space around it out, so it's more focused, more like this one. Let's see here. You have a great average selling price. A lot of stuff is in the $20 to $40 range, which is a good mix. You have an 18.4% sell-through rate from what I can see, so 628 items and 1135 listed. That's very high. Very rarely do I see stores that are over 20%. So what I would do is just focus on, it seems like right now you're listing about 50 items per week. I would do the math on what it would take to list 100 items a week, because I think that would take you to the next level. Even if you fail a little bit and get to 75, that's really going to help you. I have here that you have a negative that you should respond to. If you can, I don't know if it's too late at this point, but respond back. I apologize for the experience. Let me know if there's anything I can do. Full refund offered, just so customers know that you follow up on people if something goes wrong. There's no personal statement, so maybe one sentence in the bottom. Let's see if that's the case. Yes, one sentence talking about you would, in my opinion, give it a little bit more flavor. Just so people know who Live Love 2016 is. You have a markdown. Let's see if you have a combined discount also. Looks like you haven't run the sale yet on these new ones, but I would do a combined discount plus a markdown for full exposure. Add guaranteed shipping if it's available. And again, I like your photos because they're very accurate, but they're just a little bit dark. Brighter is just going to bring more visibility to your listings. But fantastic job on doing the detailed shots. Clean background. I love the fuzzy carpet absorbs the light, but sometimes it can be distracting. This looks actually fine to me, but I did include a photo tutorial with the ebook that I sent you, so take a look at that and see if you can maybe adjust the contrast on your camera just to give it a little bit more brightness. But otherwise, great store. I'd like to see you get to 3,000 or at least the 2,000 listing level, because for pre-owned goods, I see people really starting to gain traction at that level, because you're going to be consistently netting more than $1,000 a week. Mac 86, what's going on? A big store, 2,050 items. Sell-through rate looks like 11.2%, so a little bit slower than the previous store. I'd like you to respond to these negative feedback. I don't know why this smiley face is a negative. So see if you can go back, respond, or get those removed. You get 5 revised feedback per 1,000 listings. So hopefully you can use the other 3 to get rid of some of these if you can. At the very least, respond back to the customer so they know that you care. I would say there's a lot of improvements here to be had in the photos. I want you to focus on square photos versus this. You can see here how the light is uneven. The lights are too bright. I don't know if you're taking, this does not appear to be a lighting kit because the light is super harsh in some areas and not. Excuse me. Might be worth it to invest in a cheap lighting kit, or maybe, I included the tutorial for you. You don't need anything expensive, but I sent you that video So please take a look at that to see if you can improve your photos. I think that would make the biggest difference. A little bit dark, and also these flat lay photos could use a little bit of help, so people can see the details more. You are a family of 4, I think I saw in the description. Welcome to our family store, Max Family Shop. Yeah, so I would add a banner. I would add a profile picture to let people know what kind of family you are. So maybe like a happy family picture would be great. And then one personal statement here so people know that you're a happy family. So Max Family Shop with no family stuff related. It makes me a little sad because you're not showing off how cool your family is. Your titles look great. Yeah, you're putting in all the full item specifics, brand, size. I would run a combined discount in addition, so buy 2 get something free. And then at your level, I would try to max out an anchor store. Really get to 150 listings a week. 150 new listings a week is where I'd like you to be, because you already are a great lister. Now I just want to improve it a little bit. So just as a summary for a Mac 86, right now your sell-through rate is at 11.2, and I'd like to see it around 15 to 20%. I do think having a combined item discount, brighter photos, combined discount to increase your average order size. Combined discount, slightly brighter. Also, let me see, check my notes again. Just the flat lay photos, definitely check out my tutorial and see if we can make those a little bit easier to see the entire item and the way that it lays out. And then the square, I'll give you some more real estate to make the flat lay work super well. Okay, let's go out to the next one. Also, let's try to get to an anchor store of 3,000 items together. I'm right in your same boat. I have about 2,200 myself. So let's keep each other accountable. Next store is 651. This store, I really like your use of lots. I think that's super important because it helps you increase your average sale price. Seem to do quite well with that. I would definitely recommend similar advice from all the other stores. Run some type of a markdown so people can see that it's on sale. Add a combined order, so maybe you can get people to order more than one item. And those 2 promotions combined with promoted listings, I would do at least 1% to maximize eBay's tools for marketing. Let's see here. Great feedback. Let me see here. I would respond back to the negative feedback. The neutral feedback, and you have 5 each year. So definitely, especially on an $8 item, do your best to see if you can refund them and get their full money back, and always put in here like full refund offered, just to let people know that there's some back and forth there, not just you just straight refunding them or moving on from it. Although neutral is not as bad as negative. I believe there's no personal statement. I'll check this again. Let me look here. So it's just straight up what the item is. I think it'd be nice to just give a one sentence answer on why people should buy specifically from you. You have top rated. Maybe you can add an expedited shipping option for extra. That also might improve your sell-through rate. But you're doing pretty well. It looks like you have about a 23% sell-through rate, which is one of the highest in this review set. So definitely doing a good job as far as sell-through rate, almost to the point where I wonder if you could increase your pricing a couple bucks and still maintain the same sell-through. Again, 20% seems to be the magic number, and you're just above that. And it does look like you are listing and selling about 62 items a week. So I want you to do the exercise of what it looks like when you're shipping and listing 120 items, just to get you out of your comfort zone and get you to the next level. If any of these things on the side you have specific questions for, please feel free to email me at 10konthebay@gmail.com. But your store looks excellent, in my opinion. Let me just see if there's anything else. It's hard to critique this store because it's very straightforward. You have very clear pictures, clear titles. You're utilizing all the years. I think that expedited shipping might be the only thing, because Amazon is offering 1-hour delivery for a lot of auto parts. So want to make sure that you have that option available. Okay, let's go with Coconut FX93726. I wonder if that's your zip code. 155 items. Looks like 38 sold. I don't know if you're hiding any solds or you have multiples, but it looks like this is Angel. Angel, thank you for submitting your store. I think the main thing for this is you want to max out your basic store at 250 items. I would go square photos and a little bit brighter, and you can see there's a little bit of a lack of consistency. Photos are a little bit different rooms, looks like different times of the day. So if you can make them all similar, I don't mind the top of the mannequin for here, looks okay. I just want to see some consistency in between these different items. That'll make it definitely help quite a bit. And then for the most part, you have the full item. But like, for example, this goes all the way to the edge. The negative space makes it look a little bit less crispy. Like down here, you can see the whole item, and that looks a lot better. One thing I noticed right away is you don't use the full title, so definitely throw in a few more words. Don't keyword spam, but make sure you add all the appropriate words in here to give you the highest chance of people seeing your items. I would put new instead of new with tags. I think they both pull up. It's tough to sell stuff like this that doesn't have a brand, but I like that you put 55 inches to give people an idea of something that's in it. Maybe in, polyester is spelled wrong here. I think I caught a couple of other typos. Forever 21 I think was spelled wrong in one of these listings. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, right there. Forever 21 on this pair of shorts is spelled wrong. So make sure that you are maximizing your title. That's going to give you the best exposure. I also sent you a photo tutorial if you want to take a little bit brighter photos. Make sure if you can to try to get your feet out of the picture. I have that also in a lot of my photos, but then people can definitely tell it's on the floor, and it's going to reduce your professionalism a little bit. I do recommend you run a discount. So some kind of discount, even if you mark it up before, and then you combine it with a combined shipping discount. So if you buy two, you get one discount. You can see these promoted listings is something that I also would recommend spending at least 1% so you can show up in these listings. And then, yes, there's no personal statement. So I would do one more thing in here that says, like, hey, the reason you should buy from Coco Herrera is this reason. And I think that's definitely going to help you boost your ranking. So hopefully those tips are useful, guys. If you have any questions on photos, sourcing, how to create an inventory system for storage, titles, VAs, all this information, please reach out to me, and I'll try to help you optimize your listings at 10konthebay@gmail.com. Everyone have a great day. Bye.